All right, good morning. We are going to be talking today about complementary angles and how to solve for x. So shout out to my third period. Ruby made this for me. If you have any more drawings or pictures or things you want to send me, I can use it in my covers. I love it. Makes my day. And also Maryland crab. Maryland is life. So that's going to stay there. Okay, so the essential statement for today: get out your notebooks, your pencils, your colored paper, whatever you got, and we are going to solve for x for complementary angles. So as a review from yesterday, a complementary angle are angles that add up to or have the sum of 90. Okay, so for example, if I have a 90-degree angle here, remember 90-degree angles is indicated by this square. So this whole angle right here is 90 degrees. So when I add these two up, they should equal 90. So I would have 10 plus x equals 90. And then I solve for x. So I put a line, this is a one-step equation. I put a line down the equal sign. I find the variable, or I find the number not attached to the variable. I perform the opposite operation, and I get that x equals 80 degrees. Okay, so x equals 80 degrees. It's not to scale, I'll tell you that right now. But that is what we learned yesterday. So keep that all in mind. Remember, complementary is sum of 90 because C comes first in the alphabet. That's kind of how I remember it, but you can have some other ways you can remember it as well. Just remember complementary is 90. Okay, so we're going to get to our first problem. I'm going to do two example problems. I'll zoom in right here so we can get right to it. And this might seem a little tricky. We're going to have to go back into our memories a little bit and remember two-step equations, but setting up the problem is going to be the first thing you need to do. That's our goal, is to set up the problem correctly. So, things we need to know is that this angle here equals 90 degrees, right? So when I add these two angles together, they should equal 90 degrees. So I'm just setting up my problem when I add these two together, they equal 90 degrees. So setting it up would look like this. X plus 4, which is this angle right here, and then plus 3x plus 2, which is this angle right here. Okay? So that equals 90 degrees. Okay, so we're just setting up a problem equals 90 degrees. So it's just like problems that we've done before at the beginning of the year, so hopefully you'll remember it. And if you don't, I'll have a description. In the description is going to be how to solve two-step equations in another video. So the first thing you need to do is combine like terms. So remember, when you combine like terms, you combine things that are the same. And I'm also going to put the vocabulary video on combine like terms in the for today's lesson on Google Classroom. So watch that, as a fun one. I like it. So combining like terms, we have 3x and x. And remember, if there is nothing in front of the x, it's just 1. So we have 1x and 3x. Those are like terms because they are similar. They both have x's attached to them. Then we have 4 and we have 2. We don't need to worry about what's on the other side of the equal sign, so we're just going to leave that alone. So now that we have everything kind of grouped, and remember, I put it in circles and squares, that helps me. So now that we have everything grouped, what you can do is add them. Since this is all positive, we're adding them. So 1x plus 3x is 4x's, plus 4 plus 2, excuse me, equals 6. And then we just keep the 90. So that's combining like terms of things we did at the beginning of more towards the beginning of the year. And then you're going to solve a two-step equation. And again, in the description, I'm going to write the steps on how to solve a two-step equation, but I'm going to say them now. So we draw a line down the equal sign. You find the number not attached to the variable. So the number that's not attached is 6. We're going to perform the opposite operation. And since it's positive or plus 6, what we need to do is subtract. So subtract 6. And whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other side. Great job. So this cancels. And now we have left is 4x equals 90 minus 6. And 90 minus 6 is 84. Now it's a one-step equation. So these two numbers are attached together, and when they're attached together like that, it's multiplication. So the opposite of multiplication is division. So now we divide by 4. We're trying to get x by itself. X wants to be alone and all by itself. So we divide by 4. X equals 84 divided by 4 is 21. So we're solving for x, and that's what the questions are going to be asking you. It's just going to tell you solve for x. Solve for x. Yeah, so our x is 21. So remember, combine like terms and then solve a two-step equation. And remember, they equal 90. Okay, let's go down to one more example. All right, so remember, these angles are complementary. And if angles are complementary, that means they add up to 90 degrees. So we are going to start off our equation with 2x plus 5, that's this first angle, plus 35, that is our second angle. And what does that equal? 90 degrees, because our 90-degree right angle. Okay, now remember, we are going to combine like terms. So 5 and 35, that's a similar term, so I put circles around them. And then 2x is kind of all by itself. I'm going to put a triangle around it. So we combine the things that are circles and we leave, so the triangle doesn't have a friend to hang out with, so we just bring it down. And then we combine the ones that are circles, so 5 plus 35 is 40 equals 90 degrees. All right, now we're solving a two-step equation. So we draw a line down the equal sign. We look at the number not attached to the variable. The number not attached is 40. And we perform the opposite operation. So subtract 40. And whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other. So that cancels. We are left and we bring down the 2x. 2x equals 90 minus 40. 90 minus 40 is 50. And what you need to do to get x by itself, remember x and 2x are so close together. In order to get them apart, we need to divide. So divide by 2. And whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other side. So 50 divided by 2, x equals 25. All right. So that is how we solve for x for complementary angles. Please let me know if you have any questions. Again, I will put a description. In the description is going to be the steps for solving two-step equations. And there's also plenty of videos you can look at for solving two-step equations. If you have questions, let me know. We can get on a Zoom chat and we can figure it out. All right, have a great day. Talk to you later.